I'm Paula Jarzabkowski. I'm a professor of strategy at City University. I've been studying reinsurance markets, which are really important financial markets, because when the Big Bang happens, the Hurricane Sandys, the big tsunamis that we've seen, that's the market that pays out on all the insurance policies around the world.
The best way of thinking about it is that it's a laying off service for heavy bets. A bookie, if he gets too many bets on a horse, has to lay off the bets with other people. If you are an insurance company in a place that either is very prone to windstorms or earthquakes or something, you will need to lay off the risk of having a very severe problem. And the reinsurance industry is a method for insurance companies of spreading the risk.
So what we're doing as ethnographers is to really understand how judgment informs risk.
Probably the average return always used to be 10 across the cycle.
One of the things about reinsurance judgment is that individual underwriters become very skilled in knowing a territory and exactly the way that a risk may perform in that territory. As we began to discuss with the buyers, the insurers themselves, particularly the big global buyers, what they wanted, we found that they were changing the way they buy risk. So instead of buying local, specific risks to a territory, they were bundling risks and buying global risks. Once you bundle risk, no individual can make those kinds of judgments. We think that's very dangerous. We can show how important the judgment is on an everyday basis.
The reinsurance industry has undergone quite a bit of change because of the way in which the capital markets have developed in the world. And I have a feeling that Paula was able to hold up a very interesting mirror and bring some academic rigour to analysing big trends.
We provided actually something like 58 tailored reports to firms about what we saw in their firm. Most of them wanted at least a workshop on that, just to the senior managers. After that, some, such as Hiscox and others, asked us to come back and do a further workshop with them.
She would embed herself for various periods into our teams, both here in London and in Bermuda. And she was fly on the wall studying what went on. Then she would come and feed back some of the things that she had learned in order to try and get comments from us about whether we felt that they were true or not true, to validate things. And then we could all go to feedback sessions where she would give aggregated feedback of what she discovered within the industry, which led up to her final report.
This research has been a moving feast. We ended up doing 3 projects for the industry. In the first one, we really just looked at the operational processes and how they could improve business relationships, improve the efficiency of their processes, and also more effectively apply the different types of judgments, the technical judgment and the more personal or tacit understanding type judgment appropriately. And then it really moved on more to industry dynamics as we became more global, and we began to show them things like, if you move into different spaces, you might need new skills because you're writing different kinds of risks.
I was attracted myself by her work, and in fact so attracted that we commissioned some additional work on the side, thinking that we would be able to steal a march on our competitors. And I was amused to read in Paula's submission for the prize that in fact we were not alone in doing that. In fact, around about half of the people who had done that as well.
Ethnography lets you see the little pieces that go into judgment. The great thing about being an academic is you can do this type of very close research with business, but you're impartial. My findings don't belong to anyone except the scientific community.
The really surprising thing for me is that an academic has managed to change people's thinking in an industry. The real test is, well, do you change the way in which you do your business? And we have changed the way in which we do our business thanks to it. We have restructured our organisation, and I think we will do further things. And certainly to find that the respect of an alpha male industry has been earned by this feisty Australian is quite a compliment for her.
What we've found about reinsurance is so critical because reinsurance underpins insurance. If we didn't have insurance, much of our economy would collapse. We've shown what's involved in quality risk-taking, so it helps improve the quality of their business portfolios, their survival their ability to be there to pay for tomorrow.